Yeah, so I think this is the video that some people have been waiting for. Yeah, so there's no engine in the race car at the moment. And I already revealed a little while ago that we will retire the good old 4AGE. It's time to work on something different. And what I did, I pulled an ace from the sleeve, and actually here it is. The even older good 5K from 2013, 2014. It's all rebuilt and ready to go. Looking nice and tidy. No, just joking. This is actually going to a customer shortly, but it is rebuilt, and I think it's never been as good. So spent some time, gave it a little love recently, and here it is. So this is the new engine for the race car. So we just actually went to England a week ago to pick this up with Kati. This is the first generation RPE V8, which is used in the Radical SR8, and this is a 2.6 liter version. So it's the first generation RPA engine with a 63 millimeter stroke. So this is hopefully soon finding its place in the car. It's basically ready to go. We just can build everything around it and turn the key. So the plan is to start with that. But we have another one here. So this is now the later version RPX with the 65 millimeter stroke. So this is a 2.7 liter version with 81 millimeter bore. And I'm currently rebuilding this. So the plan is to make a slightly tuned version out of it. So it has the high compression Cosworth pistons already, some Gen 2 original rods, and the cylinder heads are currently in Finland. So Jari Kosunen from Kansiviritus is working on the cylinder head. So we're gonna give it a typical VHD racing treatment with some custom camshafts from Cat Cams. So we just finished the design with Ken Stessens. So it's going to be hopefully a nice little bump on the power from the heads and the cams. And then let's see what kind of an intake we will eventually build for it. But let's see. So we will first start the car with this standard RPA 2.6 liter and then switch over to the tuned version. So if everything goes as planned, I think we should already have for the first race actually this engine. So I don't know the running hours of this, so I want to open it and check. Then everything is fine. So plan is not really to race with this, just to get it in the car, get everything fired up, and then already put the actual race engine on it. So that's it. Quite, let's say, big jump on the power. We had originally 2013-14 season in the hillclimb, the 5K with 200 horsepower. Then finally with the 4AGE we had like 250, a little over. And now obviously this thing here is around 390 horsepower, I guess, in the original Gen 1 RPE 2.6 liter trim. And if we can get something like 420, 440 in the first step from this, I think the Starlet will fly. So let's see how we can get the V8 to fit in Starlet. I think it's going to be a good match for the car because, first of all, naturally aspirated and high revving, so the red line is still going to be plus 10k, so it will not sound like a typical V8, but more like a 4-cylinder high screaming engine, so I think it will fit well to the car. This decision for the new engine actually is nothing which happened lately. I've been already thinking about it for a few years now, that what shall we do next with the car, and I was playing a lot with ideas like the little turbocharged engine, and even thought about the GR Yaris, the G16E, that maybe this would be something, but I don't think the sound would have really fit in the car, the 3-cylinder sound, and it was eventually not really easy to get hands on one. And then we played around the idea of building a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, but that's also not that simple to find a Toyota 4-cylinder 2-liter which would be good. So we already got one of these, so that's the Beams engine, but it would have been just way too heavy. So this is now interesting because I had the 4AGE package on the scales when I took it out of the car, and I think we were gonna save some weight with the little V8, so it should be maybe 10 to 15 kilos lighter in the front axle, which is quite incredible considering that the engine is 2.7 liter V8, but it is very small. So really excited about that. So let's see, quite busy few months ahead, so need to adapt. A lot of things, obviously, the wiring harness, build the engine mounts, get the oil lines, fuel lines, and well, the bell housing is already on its way, hopefully soon, from Finland. So made a new design because couldn't find anywhere a bell housing that would fit on the engine and the Sadev gearbox, so ended up making my own design. And yeah, what else? Yeah, there's plenty of things to do. Big plans for 23 with the car, and the races. We're going to do the FIA European Hill Climb Cup season, which is 4 races. And additionally, of course, we're going to do various German hill climb races or hill climbs here in Germany, KW Berg Cup, and then maybe some additional FIA European Championship races, but let's see. Anyway, we want to do the Cup. It's 4 races, has actually also our favorite race in Europe, Trento, this year. So starts from Poland in beginning of May. And yeah, the season itself, I think the first race will be in Schotten, end of April. If we get everything working and running, and well, let's see. It should be doable. There's plenty of things to do, of course, but it's not that bad. The car will obviously be in a different class, so in the German championship, we still can't race with the performance factor, so it's going to be in the 3-liter class. And for the FIA Hill Climb Cup and the European Championship, the plan is to be on the performance factor 2 class and or group, and this will be maybe even possible to get it in the 3 if we really need to trim the weight and everything for the German rules for the 3-liter. That means that we need to add some weight in the car, and maybe we can play a little bit with the engine so that we can get it actually even in the Group 3 and the performance factor. That would be the same that we raced in last year too. But let's see. Anyway, I think it's gonna be exciting to drive the car with that much power. We have now some things. We added the rear wing end of last year, which actually was, let's say, it was helping more than I thought in the position that we tested it at Nürburgring. So yeah, and then we need to work on some other things like the brakes. Obviously, I had already last year problems with the front brakes, so needs to put bigger brakes on the car and some things. But yeah, let's see. This is going to be interesting.